Welcome, everybody, and thank you so much for coming. And we'll just start as we always do with this time to have a quiet feeling where we can send out love and gratitude to the world. Let's take some slow, deep breaths to get into that peaceful, receptive state. So we breathe in slowly and deeply. We hold our breath. We breathe out. Then we hold our breath. Let's do that for a few more breaths. Now let's listen for our heartbeat. Our heartbeat, which is a pulse of light coming down through the silver cord from our mighty iron presence, anchoring in our heart, giving us life. Let's just see and feel and bless that heartbeat. That heartbeat that anchors into that beautiful threefold flame, which is the anchorage of our mighty I Am presence within our physical bodies. Let's just connect with that beautiful flame as we sit in that expanded golden flame in the center, golden yellow flame of wisdom and illumination, perception and discrimination. We see our bodies in this beautiful, dazzling golden flame. To the right, we can see the pink flame, that glorious, dazzling pink flame of pure divine love. And then we see to the left of us that beautiful, expanded flame, that sapphire blue, bringing into us the feeling of the will, the power, the faith, and the protection from our mighty I Am presence. See and feel and bless this glorious light. Let's take our awareness now up through the top of our head, through the silver cord, to our mighty, beloved I Am presence. Let's see this glorious, all-powerful, all-knowing, all-loving presence smiling down on us. Our wonderful presence of God, I Am. And now we see in the center of our chest a beautiful golden sun forming, dazzling and brilliant like the noonday sun. The beautiful focus of light from our I Am presence. Open our hearts and send love and gratitude to our mighty I Am presence for beating our heart and giving us life. And now we see those rays from our beautiful sun in the center of our chest, dazzling and brilliant, billions and billions of rays, going forth and connecting up with each and every miniature sun in all the cells of our bodies, our four earthly bodies, all those little inner wakas receiving this expanded light. Let's feel the joy, the happiness, and the gratitude of each and every little inner waka of our four earthly bodies. Sense and see and feel that wonderful light saturating our earthly bodies. And now let's just fill our feelings with a feeling of love and gratitude. And let's call to the beloved Ascended Masters, beloved Ascended Master David Lloyd, the great God of gratitude, to fill us, each one and all mankind, with this feeling, that light substance from the Ascended Master realm of gratitude and love. We see our beautiful suns turning a deep shade of pink with a golden radiance. Gratitude and love for all our many, many blessings. Gratitude and love to the great ascended hosts for these marvelous teachings. Gratitude and love for all our loved ones and our friends. Gratitude and love for our homes and our supply. Gratitude and love for all the many, many blessings that we receive daily on our earthly journeys. Gratitude to the great and beloved elemental kingdom, animate and so-called inanimate, the beauty and bounty of nature. God bless, love and thank them, each and every precious one. Gratitude to the beloved angels, and gratitude to all life on our beloved earth. And now we see these rays in this wonderful expanded state, forming a lattice of light, dazzling and brilliant. We see our entire earth folded in this glorious pink and golden light, saturating every part of life on our beloved earth, especially those parts of life that are never loved or thanked, with this wonderful gift, our opportunity of sending love, light, and gratitude to all life. And we just give deep, deep thanks for this. Sometimes I think I should record a new one because you've had that for so long, but then I think, well, and those little birds, they were just so on cue. It was just too lovely. Anyway, so I was just thinking, Delia, are you able to read the opening invocation?
Good evening, Anthea. Yes, I am.
Thank you.
Okay, so the opening invocation. Beloved presence of God, I am. It is thy life and intelligence that enables me to read and comprehend and absorb that which is required of me. For life I am so grateful. Beloved Master Kathumi, I ask for your feeling and your capacity to use this instruction for God's glory and mankind's comfort. We thank you. And now, great I am presence, take me within thyself. There instruct me and cause me to retain the full memory of these inner instructions. Thank you. From beloved Saint Germain.
Thank you so much. All right, so this week we've got Gary read for us, bless him, and just marvelous as always from Saint Germain. Very interesting today, I believe. And then we've had the workshop this last weekend and I just thought it would be nice to, I know we did listen to it, but it was actually many years ago, but the spiritual caravan. And when I used to speak with Werner about this, and he said, out of all the dictations they received from the Bridge to Freedom, he always felt that the spiritual caravan was the most profound, and it is very profound, I do believe, very symbolic of where we are now. So I thought it'd be nice to listen to it again. And then we've got beloved Lady Master Diana, continuing from last week, the 7 bodies of mankind. And it's just lovely information. So bless her. Thank you. And then I thought I'd read from Friendship from the Gods, the beloved angel of restoration, which is so important. And then beloved John will take us finishing off with those decrees, which we know is so very, very important, calling in the light. So now we're going to listen to Gary reading Saint Germain's words. Thank you.
Week 263. Beloved Saint Germain, I Am Discourses, Volume 3, Discourse 20. As some of you have already reached into the activity of the universal substance, I want to call the attention of all of you to the fact that that substance of your bodies and this substance seemingly to be visible about you is immensely sensitive to your conscious thought and feeling, by which you can mold it into any form you wish. The substance of your body can, by your conscious thought and feeling, be molded into the most exquisite beauty of form. Your eyes, hair, teeth, and skin made dazzling with radiant beauty. This should be very encouraging to the ladies, and I'm sure will be to the gentlemen, only they do not like to admit it. Beloved brothers and sisters, when you look into the mirror, say to that which you see there, through the intelligence and beauty which I am, I command you to take on the perfect beauty of form, for I am that beauty in every cell of which you are composed. You shall respond to my command and become radiantly beautiful in every way, in thought, word, feeling, and form. I am the fire and the beauty of your eyes, and I carry forth this radiant energy into everything into which I look. Thus you can cause to come into appearance the perfection which will give you all the encouragement you want, to know that I am always the governing presence. I wish to say to you who desire your forms to become more symmetrical, start with your hands at your shoulders and bring them down over the body to the feet, feeling the perfection of symmetry of the form you wish. Through your hands will go the energy or the quality which you desire to manifest. If you will try this with deep, earnest feeling, you will be amazed at the result. This is the greatest reducer in the world. This, I assure you, will cause the flesh, as it comes into more beautiful symmetry and perfection, to become firm and yet supple in every way. Because you are sending the energy of the I Am presence through these cells, causing them to obey your command. This may sound ridiculous, but I tell you, it is one of the best, surest, and most perfect ways to bring about the perfection of the body. I tell you, anyone who will practice this will bring the body into any condition that one desires. I want the students to get the fullness of the idea that they are masters of their forms, their minds, and their worlds, and can inject into them whatsoever they wish. The pure and perfect life of God is flowing through you every instant. Why not switch off the old design and switch on the new? Do you not see how important it is to perfect the body? What can the inner presence do with a body that is sick or out of harmony all the time? When this is the case, the attention becomes so fixed on the body that I Am presence cannot get the attention but a little part of the time. It is so easy if you will do it with this treatment of the flesh, with the energy of the I Am presence. It becomes firm and perfect. The reason I speak of this with such deep, earnest feeling today is because I see the change and improvement in almost everyone. And by special conscious attention directed to this, how much more quickly will each be brought into the perfection which he desires.
There we have the challenge. It's so marvelous. It's so wonderful. Bless Saint Germain. Now we're going to listen to the spiritual caravan. These are profound words from our beloved Ascended Master Almoira, the spiritual caravan. Beloved friends of light and love, I am the gentleman who is responsible for taking your individual little boats out of the shallows into the deep blue sea. It is perhaps wise and expedient that I remain for a time behind the human veil, for it is a measure of protection to my life stream as well as to your own. I would endeavor in speaking thus with you, informally, to give you an understanding of what is the design behind this endeavor, why it was brought forth, and to what purpose we wish to sustain it. With understanding comes illumination and willing obedience. The life stream who obeys without understanding is but the serf and the slave, and serves no good purpose to the masters in this work, which is to become worldwide in its action in the days and years ahead. We are engaged, the other ascended masters and myself, in the building of a bridge which will endure until every man and woman and child that belongs to this evolution has passed from the realm of imperfection and limitation over it into God's freedom. Into and under that bridge we are building a foundation made of strong and valiant, hand-picked, hand-chosen life streams who can bear the weight and strength of the energies of the masses when they begin to cross from the shadows into sunshine, from darkness into light, from limitation into freedom, from disease into health and perfection.
Hi.
Some of you have builded bridges through the ages. Some of you know how very important it is to have a strong foundation, lest the weight of the individuals who use it in the future might be more than it could carry. We are the engineers who are endeavoring to find out the strength of the various life streams whom we have called to the colors. Those who choose to remain with us shall have the great privilege and honor of becoming the living foundation of this bridge of living light. When first mankind came out of the heart of God, a bridge of light was sustained, made up of the wide sweep of each one's own silver cord, and every one was in full conscious communion with the God Self. Over that bridge walked the masters and the angels. Over that bridge walked the teachers, the gurus, the guides, and the guardians of the race. Mankind lived in exceeding peace, for they had the counsel of perfection upon which to build their individual endeavors. As the ages passed, that bridge, even like the beautiful marble bridge at Shambhala, disintegrated, as each individual life stream withdrew his attention and withdrew the separate span of his own life energy from the overall width and strength, until that bridge became thin as a spider's web, maintained and sustained by the very few saints and sages of every age, who, foregoing personal pleasure, chose through the attention to hold a connection with the God beings, who, at the farther side of that bridge, vowed to sustain it so long as one remained upon this planet who would send up the span from Earth. Do you know that previous to the coming of Sanat Kumara, there were ages when only one life stream held that bridge? Only one life stream kept it from being severed eternally, and the entire evolution swept into the second death? When our great Lord Sanat Kumara came from Venus, his first activity was to magnetize, through his own heart's light, the sleeping souls of the guardians of the race, who had, unfortunately, joined the sleeping evolution for which they vowed to care. Through love he drew in their finer bodies while the physical garment slept, these souls who once had stood before the throne of the Eternal and gave the pledge or vow to life to see this evolution free. To these guardians he spoke, as only he can speak, until their hearts were filled with love for the mankind of earth, and they re-entered their bodies on waking with a deep, determined desire to stimulate the God fire within the mankind of earth, and send up those energies to recreate the bridge of light. Why do you think Shambhala has been called through the ages City of the Bridge? Ah, true, there was a lovely carved marble span across which your feet and mine walked in happy innocence, but the bridge that Sanat Kumara builds is made up of the energies of the aspirations and hopes, the prayers and dedications and devotions of incarnate souls. Again and again through the ages, the great have come, and through the stimulus of their presence have raised a small number into their ascension. Then, for a time, the bridge was strong, and over it passed the fortunate few, who availed themselves of the cosmic moment, before the religion was stripped of its spiritual significance,
and became again a dogma of words. If it was not for those few within every age, not one would have achieved his own eternal victorious mastery and ascension. Now again we come, rallying to the banners of Saint Germain, to build a bridge over which every member of this race shall pass. Not only the billions who are presently enjoying themselves in the sleep of the senses incarnate, but also the billions who are awaiting the opportunity for re-embodiment. Some whose creation is so heavy that they would move the very earth from its axis were they to be admitted until places were made for them by the removal of another presently incarnate soul. For 1 year we have coaxed and pleaded with and loved you, but now we move forward with those who choose to come. Have you ever joined a caravan to cross the trackless wastes of the deserts? Yes, some among you have. I joined one once, following a star, hoping to find a Christ, and I was rewarded. I remember well the preparations of the leader of that caravan, who agreed to accept, on certain terms, pilgrims from various parts of the world, who chose to band their strengths together, and then, after the goal was reached, to go their separate ways. I remember how fierce this leader was. I remember thinking at the time how heartless, for I had not in my conscious mind a memory of the desert, the wasteland, and conditions of nature against which the puny form of the physical body would be required to stand. He was a rough man, and an uncouth one, and he spoke in rough terms. He asked us each one if we carried with us a knife, and someone asked why, and he said, "It is better to die upon the knife than to die of thirst in the desert. If you should weaken, because we cannot stop, we must be on our way." Some among our number left the band. He examined well what we carried. He insisted that those who carried too many worldly goods unload their camels or their horses and place in their stead plain water. There was grumbling, because in the exchange of costly goods was money and interest and reward. Some there were who hid worldly goods in their skins in place of water, and they died upon the deserts. He asked us if we wore beneath the silken garments of the day protection against the heat of the desert sun, lest we be stricken as we moved relentlessly forward. Many other things were asked. He was relentless in that discipline. Those of us who abided with his counsel remained with that caravan to the end, and others' bones are bleaching yet beneath the desert sun. Now I seem to hear down through the ages the shout of the leader as he gave forth the signal to proceed. From group to group the call went forth. The sneering camels rose on their reluctant legs. The fiery horses champed at the bit. The lumbering elephants followed slowly, and the ho, ho, ho of the leader resounded through the heart and spirit. I stand in that place today, friends of my heart. We can tarry no longer in the personal self. We go forth to build a world in which perfection shall be the lot of every man. The spiritual sound of the fire of my heart inspires those of you who wish to ride with me in this service. To those who choose to remain, I say, you will cross on the bridge we build one day in safety, in a great deal more comfort, and in a great deal more peace. I cannot force you to be among those who are the builders of the bridge, whose very bodies are sacrificed to the task, whose consciousness is open to the almost superhuman release from our octave. There is blood and sweat and tears in the service of those who choose to respond to the hoe of the spiritual caravan. To those who choose to wait, there will be a beautiful white span made up of the electronic light of those life streams who have lived and died in service. It will be soft to your feet. It will be safe, and the raging torrent beneath will have no danger for you. Someone who has gone before will have stood to his neck in that water, and perhaps been wasted away in the raging flow of the tides. These latter are the men and women who are the builders of this age. Those of you who are ready have been given my individual and collective counsel and opportunity. Avail yourselves of it. If you choose, we march. Beloved ones, having delivered myself of my message, may I assure you I also have developed, which was an essential ingredient to my release, a sweeter side. I have spoken officially, and now I speak as a friend. I love you. I loved you enough to stand before the Mahachahan and implore him to give me the opportunity to contact a few of you and prove that there are incarnate life streams who can believe in intelligences who have no way and means of reaching the outer consciousness through the veil except through an instrument as he would allow. I pledged my life, a great store of my personal energies harnessed reluctantly, for I am a freeborn man, and I have written countless words harnessing the energies of my world to coax you to understand. Oh, Moira.
Oh, such profound words. And there we all are really on that spiritual caravan, aren't we, with the Ascended Masters, learning our lessons and doing our best. So now we're going to listen to the second part of what Lady Diana is talking about. Just so good.
I speak of this to you because the distressing appearances in your worlds are not as hopeless as you seem to think. Everything changes. Within 1 year, your physical body throws off practically all of its old substance, but unfortunately, the tendency of the life stream is to outpicture and, in fact, increase the same imperfections because you have accepted them as real in your feelings. Take, for instance, your acceptance of old age, ill health, financial lack, race karma, what the mirror tells you, and what kind friends report. You have accepted these various expressions of distress by believing in the reality of the appearances, and may I say here that you will always have reports of the type above referred to until you get the astral realm dissolved. Now, if your mental body is sluggish, it is so because the space between the electrons that make up the atoms are clogged, just exactly as your pencil sharpener gets so filled with filings that you cannot sharpen your pencil. When the spaces between the electrons are filled with the effluvia caused by depression, discouragement, resentment, and rebellion, what happens? The mental body begins to vibrate slower, slower, and slower, until it is so sluggish that it is no longer receptive to finer thoughts and inspirations. You know, it often happens that when you try to comfort people in distress, they do not seem to hear your words of consolation or encouragement. The mental body being so bogged down, the vibratory action so negative, that it is absolutely unresponsive to any inspiration, even to that from the Christ self. Do you desire to change these conditions in your own experience? It is easily done. Light is the answer to all. You may change the vibratory action of the mental body by calling forth the violet fire. See the atoms that compose it purified from within, out, the electrons within them spinning more rapidly and in perfect harmony. Then outside of your application hour, watch what you invite to be the guests of your mental body for the remaining 24-hour period. Change your habits of thought, feeling, and spoken word. The righteous man in application is sometimes not so righteous in his daily living. That which you think and do and feel qualifies your energy, and that energy is entirely impersonal and scientific in its action. Application will not see you safely through the experiences of the day unless you couple it with unceasing vigilance. The same conditions hold in your emotional body. This vehicle was first created in the most magnificent colors. Oh, just a beautiful aureole. Here, too, the electrons have been compelled to vibrate more slowly than they were originally intended so to do, on account of the substance being qualified by hate, resentment, and such, causing them to become negative. The emotional bodies of the race have, today, gone beyond the control of the conscious self. One way to change this is to invoke the infinite I Am Presence to regulate them, and then see the light from within, those little electrons blazing out through them, causing them to increase the rapidity of their motion around their central core. This is what would actually happen were you to sit in the atomic accelerator, a quickening of the vibratory action of the electrons as they spin around their central core. If a bird can increase the rapidity of its wing action in its flight through the air, why, in the name of all that is good, cannot men and women entrusted with the fate of the world do as much? Most certainly they can. It is practical. Now, what we are enabled to do at your call, beloved friends, is to dislodge these wedges of effluvia or discordant substance, which are packed in tightly between the various light rays which form the force fields of the electrons. At your call, we can dislodge those wedges of discordantly qualified energy, thereby increasing the vibratory action of your inner bodies, if you will let them go. Let me warn you again, beloved friends, that it is the tendency of the ego, after the dislodgement takes place, to look around for that which we have taken away from it. Beloved ones, mankind in the outer self is so happy living in habits that it even misses distress. You would be amazed if you could stand at inner levels and see what takes place in the mental and emotional bodies when people have received healings. You would see them experiment sometimes, for instance, with the leg that has been healed so that they may use it to walk again. They wonder if the healing is really complete and whether the leg will support them. You would be amazed to see a man who has been healed of a paralyzed arm, so that he may use it, attempt to pick up a cup, and in his inner feelings almost hope that his former concept would not be changed. Nonsense! Now, beloved friends, in the name of all that is holy and in the name of this human race, let us set into action, through your calls, such a purification that the emotional bodies of all mankind might be swept free and clear of all discordantly qualified substance, leaving them open and receptive to the words and instruction of the ascended host of light. Put on, beloved ones, Saint Germain's bright robes of freedom, and by your calls and visualizations, see every member of the race clothed likewise. I hold this conception for you, your planet, and all that lives upon it. Thank you, and good evening. Diana.
Oh, just marvelous, such wonderful things to think about and do, and read so beautifully by beloved Terry. Thank you always so much, Terry. And now this is quite interesting. This is from Alice Eddy Look and from the Law of Life book. And so I just thought there's a few things I'm going to do over the weeks. It's quite interesting. Anyway, this is what she says. Your source of supply is the I Am Presence. It is the power that manipulates conditions, circumstances, and substance which produces your supply. It is the magic I Am Presence called into action. Everything comes through rays of light. A flower, tree, table, any physical thing is created and perfected on the inner through thought and feeling by beings in inner realms. Then the ideas are given to human beings. They come through that ray of light from the I Am Presence. When you stop to think for a moment, you can realize that all outer manifestation has an unseen power behind it. For instance, the electricity, the radio, and now you have the television. This was obviously the 1950s, which only a few years could not be comprehended and accepted by the average person. You realize that all comes from the invisible into the physical appearance world. Behind all outer manifestations is an invisible power. People think lightly on that which they cannot see, and yet that which they cannot see in the physical forms over 94% of the pressures of both good and evil. Take the radio. You do not see the power that produces a sound or sifts it out from the many other sounds in the atmosphere, and you hear some beautiful music or some inspiring talk. The same with electricity. Even though all wires and connections are in order, if there's not juice from the powerhouse flowing through, there is no current which produces manifestation. So I just love the way, these are obviously notes that Alice took, because she was the secretary, as we know, to the Ballards and to the Philadelphia group. So she had loads of these wonderful gems. So it's just interesting for us. And now we've got this chance to make this call for the brothers and sisters that are caught in the psychic and astral realms, and assist Saint Germain and the Violet Flame temples. We know it's just a really important call. So we say together, beloved presence of God, I am in me, and beloved immortal threefold flame of eternal truth within my heart, and beloved Saint Germain, while my body sleeps this night, let all the constructive energy of my entire life stream be used to render whatever service is needed in the Violet Flame temples established in the psychic and astral realms, to draw the full gathered cosmic momentum of the violet purifying flame of divine love and compassion through every discarnate life stream there. Let all the souls who dwell in those realms be taken immediately into those purifying temples of mercy and compassion, and there have the accumulated destructively qualified energies of their life streams purified and transmuted, so they carry in their life streams no miscreations that would add to their own or the world's distress. We decree it, and so be it. Beloved, I am, and we accept this done here and now with full cosmic power. And we thank you. Thank you. As we're told, that's a really important decree to say. All right, so this is, this is lovely. This is from the kinder world. It's always lovely to listen to these ones about the animals before we do our decree for them. And I just think it's really, there's so many good, kind people around the earth, and so many people waking up and helping the animals, I do believe. And now let's say our decree together. Beloved, I am present and that of all mankind. Charge your mighty light of mercy and compassion to flow through us all and bring comfort and freedom to the animal, insect, and reptile kingdoms. May each human being remember and accept their responsibility as guardians and protectors of this planet's pure and innocent life until all is set free and their divine plans fulfilled. We so decree it, and so be it. In God's most holy name, I am. We accept it done, and we thank you. Thank you. All right, now I'm going to read from the Angel of Restoration. I am the Angel of Restoration, come from celestial heights to assist in the restoration of this dear planet Earth. Please consider me your friend and co-server in the light. Beloved ones, as I look upon the divine blueprint for this earth, it seems an almost overwhelming service must be accomplished. But I know with the dedicated Cheetahs, this service will be performed in the not too distant future. Think of the privilege, my lovely ones, of service in this tremendous manner, especially in true love and deep humility, as do I. The process of restoration must first take place on this island, which is Long Island, New York. We know. You were told years ago about the purification and perfection of this holy isle, and that nobody could put a foot upon it unless they had reached a certain vibratory action, lest their vehicles could not have stood the pressure. Does this not signify to you, each one, that you are going forward in the light, and has been so oft repeated, keep on keeping on in your service? You know that the spiritual hierarchy governs the entire planet from the etheric Shambhala over this island. And in order to send the radiation to the earth, to every nook and cranny, harmonious radiation and the feeling of divine love must be the order of the day. It shall be the order of the day. And upon whom do we rely? On you and you and you and every Cheetah who has the privilege of joining their energies in the activities of the Bridge to Freedom. This is the heart center of spirituality for this planet and for everybody. Every doctrine on this earth receives the essence from this holy focus. And each leader is responsible to the Almighty for the manner in which he places that truth before others. You have been told that New York City, the sanctuary there, is the hand of the Holy Spirit, and Washington, D.C. is the seat of the outer government for the planet. We are so very pleased with the calls for the leaders of the United States and of all nations on earth, because the Ascended Masters require live streams in Washington serving this country who will do so for the love of God, restoring the principles upon which this government of freedom was established, and so it shall be. Think often of the mighty silent watcher of this planet Earth, Immaculata, and all the silent watchers of the various locations, Aurora in New York City, Columbia in Washington, and particularly that magnificent being Clove, the silent watcher of Long Island, and of the tender tenacity of spirit as she holds within her heart the divine plan for this island. The beings from all over the universe who are at Shambhala today are releasing an expanded power of light to everyone on this earth, for they know that the process of restoration must take place, and quickly, so that the earth may safely move into the orbit that will be vacated by Uranus. Beloved Aeolus is putting all the pressure of the love of the Father, Mother, God into the restoration of this holy island. For you know that the cosmic temple of this Holy Spirit will manifest right on this property, and those who are pure in spirit may come into the presence of the Mahachohan for instruction, and at certain times into the august presence of the cosmic Holy Spirit for blessings and benediction. The restoration of the earth has begun. I have spoken, and so it shall be. So there we have it. And as we know, the Temple of Ascension was also the main focus is now over that Long Island. So it's just so interesting to see how it's all going to play out. But here we have these mighty divine beings involved with us. Right, so we've got this lovely song before John takes over, Violet Flame of Love Divine, as we know, so greatly needed our beloved Violet Flame. Lovely, short, sweet, beautiful song. Thank you so much, beloved John. You'll take over now. Thank you.
Good evening, all. And thank you, beloved Anthea, again for all these awesome messages, videos, and those wonderful teachings. Now we say, beloved mighty I am presence, we ask now you take command of us all and produce your mighty perfection through our decrees. Beloved ascended masters, we give you full permission on behalf of ourselves and of all mankind to do whatever is necessary in this lower realm to fulfill the divine plan. And we call for you to charge your mighty power and give whatever energy may be lacking from our sides into all our decrees, so they can manifest here and now, all according to thy will. We call to you, beloved Archangel Michael, to send cosmic rays and mighty angels of protection to protect us and all who have joined the Zoom class, for all the energy released to be purified and used only to serve the pure divine cosmic light. Beloved mighty and presence, eternal source of the Christ within, we call upon Ascended Master Jesus, the Mahachohan, and the Cosmic Christ to pour forth the light of Christ's consciousness upon us all. And so be it. Beloved I am, we thank you. We say together, mighty I am presence, great host of Ascended Masters, Archangels and Elohim, cosmic beings and great cosmic light, come forth now in all your cosmic power. Withdraw and withhold all power from destructive forces and individuals with destructive intent throughout the world right now and forever, whether it is conscious or unconscious. Expose, seize, bind, and render helpless all these sinister forces and their activities until the light has removed them completely and illumined the source, so this may never act again, and raise up to positions of power the divinely chosen leaders. Replace all with ascended master consciousness and divine plan fulfilled. We thank you. Our tube of light protection. Beloved mighty I am presence, beloved Archangel Michael, and beloved Commander Conrad, continually intensify your protective pillar of pure light substance and Archangel Michael's armor of light through and around me, charged with your invincible protection, all-powerful and impenetrable. I am invisible. I am invincible. I am invulnerable to anything but thy almighty perfection. I am grateful we are given whatever added protection is needed. What we ask for ourselves, we ask for our loved ones, and that which is constructive in all mankind and the world. Thank you. We just visualize our tubes of light coming down from our beloved mighty I presence, that mighty pillar of brilliant blue and crystal light, blazing up through and around us, 9 feet in diameter, 3 feet each side of us, with that thick wall at the edge, stronger than any steel. Build your wall of light. See Archangel Michael's armor of light around us, forming that impenetrable pillar of protection around ourselves, this group, our families, friends, and around every constructive person across the face of the earth. Every beloved one standing up for truth, justice, and freedom. May God bless, direct, perfect, and protect each and every one. We thank you. I am the law of forgiveness, for myself and all mankind, for all mistakes, misqualified energy, human consciousness, and for straying from the light. Beloved mighty I am presence, through your blessed love, power, and authority, we call to beloved Lady Master Kuan Yin. We ask that you fill us with your ascended master feelings of mercy and forgiveness for ourselves and for all mankind. But we just feel deeply within ourselves that sincere desire to be forgiven and to forgive any and all misuse of life, human consciousness, misqualified energies of any kind, any wrong desires and feelings in our beings and world, and every mistake for which our outer selves are responsible. Just feel deeply in your hearts that gratitude for this blessing. It is truly the greatest blessing to all mankind, this great gift of this law of forgiveness. Beloved mighty I am presence, and that of all mankind, forgive, forgive, forgive each and every one of us. We thank you. We call to the great central sun to charge your secret power into these decrees. And we call for beloved Saint Germain to anchor a cosmic concentration of violet fire in America, Europe, Africa, China, the Middle East, Russia, wherever else it is needed in our beloved world, here and now. And we thank you. Our violet fire decree. Mighty I am presence, beloved Saint Germain and those administered to the violet flame, come forth now and blaze your cosmic violet fire and cause a mighty victory for all the world to see. I am the law of forgiveness in cosmic action now. I am the victory of the sacred fire in all its cosmic power. Mighty angels, descend with your purple wands of fire and strike them into the center of every place where there has been a history of sinister force activity. Transmute and consume it all. Cause, core, record, effect, and memory, and set it all free from that which was never meant to be. Replace it all with ascended master consciousness, the divine plan fulfilled, and light from the secret love star. We thank you. Our decree for the elementals. I am the light of God that never fails, purifying, loving, thanking, and blessing the great directors of the elemental kingdom and every beloved earth, water, air, and fire elemental for your ceaseless service to me and to all mankind. I am the mighty cosmic light, awakening all mankind to the great intelligence of this kingdom, and remove from elemental life today the necessity for longer obeying the destructive impulses of mankind. And so be it. Beloved I am, we thank you. In the name of my mighty I am presence, great cosmic beings and great cosmic light, I decree, I am the presence charging the minds and feelings of everybody in America and the world with Saint Germain's ascended master consciousness and perfection right now and forever. I am the presence, blessing, illumining, perfecting, and setting all free in service to the light. Our decree for the purification of our beloved earth. In the name of my mighty I am presence, and by the power of the great host of ascended beings, we demand a cosmic living sword of blazing flame continually strike into all human miscreations back to the very beginning, causing all negative energies and entities in the psychic and astral realms and in the consciousness of all mankind to cease to exist forever. The cause, effect, record, and memory, freeing all human and elemental life from that which was never meant to be, and ensuring psychic and astral realm is no more. Replace it all with the immaculate concept for all life, ascended master consciousness, and light substance from the secret love star. That thy will be done, and so be it, and so it is. Beloved I am, we thank you. Our decree for divine justice. I am the most intensified cosmic action of the flame of divine justice, blazing throughout the world right now and forever. I am the law. I am the justice. I am the judge. I am the jury. Knowing that I am all-powerful, then I know that only divine justice can be done everywhere, here and now. Beloved Lady Portia, ensure divine justice prevails throughout the world, right now and forever. And so be it, and so it is, and it is done. Beloved I am, we thank you. Now, by the love and power of our beloved mighty I am presence, we call to you, beloved mighty victory. We ask that you fill us with your full feelings of victorious accomplishment, that cosmic feeling of ascended master victory. We say together, I am the victory of the cosmic light. I am the victory of the cosmic light. I am the victory of the cosmic light. I am the cosmic flame of victory, which reigns supreme everywhere, right now and forever. We accept these calls answered as they are made, according to thy will, with full cosmic power, maintained and trebled each instant of each hour, until fully manifest. And so be it, and so it is, and it is done. Beloved I am, we thank you. And as we end now, we focus on that beloved love star, radiating within our auras, placed there by beloved Sanat Kumara, as a gift to all humankind, assisting us in holding that frequency of unconditional divine love. It is a true cosmic blessing. We love and thank you, beloved mighty love star. We ask that you expand your mighty supreme light through our four lower bodies, and to saturate all whom we pass by on our earthly journeys with unconditional love. And to that mighty secret love star shining from the heavens for this 2,000-year period, we bless and thank you, and all the mighty cosmic beings from the great central sun, holding this focus. Expand your supreme light through our individual lifestyles and around all life evolving on our blessed sweet earth. We thank you. Thank you, everybody, and blessings to all.
Marvelous. Thank you so much, beloved John. Oh, I love this. Lovely to think of that beloved secret love star. Trish, beloved Trish, are you able to read the closing invocation for us?
Yes, Anthony, I can. With pleasure.
Thank you.
Beloved I am presence and beloved Master Katumi, nourish the seeds planted in my consciousness so that the ideas entrusted to me become manifest flowers of perfect expression in my world and the world of all my fellow men. Beloved presence of God I am, pour the light of thy great glory upon my consciousness and nourish the seeds planted by the masters. We thank you.
Thank you, beloved Trish. And thank you, everybody. Let's just take a moment of deep gratitude to our I Am Presence, to the beloved Ascended Masters for these marvelous teachings and for our opportunity to serve the light. We just do our deep gratitude. Thank you. I'm going to stop the recording.